So then I thought about it and went, you know what's happening here? Um, Whatever's happening in that bar. I mean, I luckily for me, I don't rely on it because it's close to my heart, you know, the place. But at the same time, I play everywhere. You know, uh, many places better. um, but I always looked on the people as being, you know, my people, because I've played in this bar since 1998 when I was playing on. I was actually playing keyboards and, well, I wasn't playing keyboards. I was dummying on the keyboards, but I was singing backing vocals and stuff for a guy called Robert Kennedy. And we had this wee band together called Joker. And at the end of the 90s, after Den of Thieves and Emerald and all my heavy metal sort of things had sort of been pushed to one side, I wanted to enter into this realm that I'm in now, you know, even to this day, of just entertaining people with, you know, with modern or old covers, you know. So Robert asked me to be in Joker, and the first gig was in this bar in East Belfast. Uh, so I mean, right away, you know, the people and the staff and everything took to me. So you know, we played there regularly, and then when Robert and I split up, the bar asked me to continue on, you know, singing in the bar. So I did, you know, as a one piece, and every week I was either there or the center spot, you know, and that's where I met the people who would eventually become sort of significant in what's been happening lately. So a couple of years ago, I think it was a couple of years ago, maybe even 18, 15, maybe 16 months ago or whatever, it wasn't that long ago, I was singing upstairs in the bar, and one of the girl who was serving behind the bar, so she had matured, you know, from the young girl that I had known whenever she was working in another bar that I used to sing in, you know, whenever we were both younger, sort of thing. Well, I was obviously older than her, but not, you know, like a, you know, to the extent of being, you know, like wild older. And so worked behind the bar, and when I was singing, I noticed that she was singing, you know, all the words of the song, sort of thing. And I've known her dad, you know, for a long time as well. And her dad's a, you know, to you know, up to the point where everything got fucked up. You know, I always thought of him as being like a really nice guy, honourable, and but so after this particular gig, I sent the barmaid a little message, and all it said was that I was really happy to see that they were singing along to, you know, all the songs, you know, that I was playing, you know, and then it sort of was backwards and forwards, you know, that she loves the classics because her dad loves the classics, and she loves all these you know, all the older songs, doesn't like all you know, any of the modern stuff, and that appealed to me, you know. So obviously, hey, you know, that's great. So I talked a bit more, and obviously, as everybody knows, I talk more than the other person. That's the way that it is, and the way that it always will be, and the way that it always was. But some people can't handle that, you know. And never once, and this is you know, something that I would love to stress, never once in any of the communications between me and the person in relation to this. Was I ever, you know, like disrespectful, rude, lustful, talk dirty, anything like that? It was all to do with just the idea that I thought she and I were were compatible enough for to maybe go on a date and talk about music and everything that we've ever known. And as I say, and I would tell her, I would say to her, look, listen, you look beautiful tonight, but that was it, and then the person couldn't obviously handle my degree of the approach to things. So she switched off, and that was fine, for a while. But then I would go back to the bar, and then I would see her again, and then we would pick up, where we left off, and then I would go off on one, and then she would, not be able to handle it again, and then poof, it closed. And then I went into the bar one night, and I realised that her dad, who drank in the bar, and I've known for like 30 years or whatever, had stopped saying hello to me, and stuff like that. Um, and I realised that she'd maybe had a conversation with her dad about, you know, she and I having had communications with each other. Um, and I mean, if I had anything to hide, I would I wouldn't have went to the bar to sing, but I went to the bar every 2 3 weeks, to sing, knowing that I hadn't done anything particularly wrong. I'd maybe been me, from the point of view of being full on, but not rude or uh, you know in any way vulgar. I would never, but definitely yes, full on. But that's the way I am. But the reason why I was kind of full on with this particular girl was because I knew that her dad liked the sort of music that I liked, um, and she did as well. So I mean, there was just like a sort of a compatible reason for me being able to sort of write a lot, and then say, right, instead of all this writing, sort of carry on. Let's get together for a beer, and whatever. And then it was like, I think I'm okay on my own, sort of thing. And I'm going, that's okay, And then maybe a couple of days later, I would contact her to find out how she's doing. If I got a response, then I'm like, oof, um, and this, I mean, I have no regrets, whatsoever about this, because I know that I didn't do anything wrong. I really didn't, only from the extent that I maybe just if she asked me to leave her alone, I left her alone, and I didn't even really get the chance to leave her alone because she would have been a block and deleter sort of thing. But then I would meet her in the bar like 3 weeks later and say to her, "Wise up, stop the block and delete." Then she would, you know, not do that, and then we would chat for a while, and then it would go back to, um, hot and heavy from the point of view of her not being able to handle it anymore. Um, and I always remember, that this one line she wrote, and she says, I have done nothing to warrant this attention." And I'm going, is that not